Now Trace, where you been?
Welcome to Hidden Art Studios. This is Isaac coming at you with another video. If this is your first time on the channel, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And if you really like the video, smash that notification bell so that the hidden arts may be made known to you. Hey, what's up? It's Isaac coming at you with another video. This is actually similar to the last video I did, although this one is a painting done in gouache instead of watercolor. And I just really did a quick sketch. I didn't really want to do another peach or a fruit. I wanted to apply to something, I guess, a little bit more interesting subject. And I used the Aquafix, and I did actually use some watercolor medium on this one. I didn't like the effect. It made everything look shiny in a bad way. So I'm going to not do that with gouache. It works. Watercolor medium works really good with watercolor, but with gouache, I don't know. It's when it dries, it looks too hard or something. So at least on this is hot press paper, and I probably won't ever do gouache again on hot press paper because I just don't like how it looks. I like it a whole lot better on watercolor cold press paper. The hot press paper, not for me. I see how a lot of people, especially JMR Art does a lot of cold press or tone paper. I think it's cold press that he uses. I'm not sure, but it's smooth. And for me, the smooth texture is not good for gouache as I'm experiencing it. So this is probably gonna be the last time I use gouache on hot press paper. I'm either gonna use it on cold press paper or watercolor ground. But it's interesting that the light dimensional ground made by Core works really good with the gouache. The gouache works really good with that. I don't know if it has anything to do with the thickness. I'm thinking it does, or the opaqueness of it, or I don't know, the smoothness of the paper. I just don't like or maybe it's just my sensibilities or aesthetic or something like that I'm going for. Anyway, back to this Aquafix and how I intend to use it. Aquafix is not really a secret, I guess, but as I'm hearing it, watercolor is not taught traditionally, so it seems like the people that do watercolor gouache teach themselves. So that's what I'm doing. And came across Aquafix, Aquagloss, watercolor medium, all these different things that you can use with watercolor and gouache. And this one is Aquafix, a medium that is pretty cool. It stabilizes the paint so that it won't lift when you put down another layer. And the way that I want to use it, because I'm trying to incorporate a gloss. I know I don't mind it drying flat, but sometimes I want some parts to be kind of maybe glossy. And I know that's not traditionally done with recognized with gouache. Maybe more so with watercolor, but definitely not with gouache. It's seen to and expected to dry matte, which is fine. If it don't work, if this thing I'm doing doesn't work, just don't work. I'm fine with a dry matte. I just, just experiment with things. But this experiment in particular with Aquafix and gouache, I am pleased with. The only thing I'm not pleased with, like I said, is the paper. I'm going to do next gouache tutorial I do is going to be on watercolor paper, or cold press watercolor paper. No more hot press for the. I like hot press for watercolor, but for gouache is bothering me. I don't know why it's bothering me. I need some texture. Anyway, I did start with this painting. I started with a because I knew I could build gouache up differently, and I'm trying to look at what this Aquafix is gonna do. I put down a grisaille layer or a grayscale layer, so I could see how it lays on top of a traditional technique. How it reacts to a traditional technique, and it was, pretty good. I did lay some watercolor medium on, and it made something more glossy than I should have, and it didn't. I don't like it. Didn't turn out well. On the sports bra part, that's what I did it on, and I shouldn't have. Because like up to this point, right here it looks really good. You can the texture of the paper, or the paint is still allowing the paper to show. The paper to show through the paint. You can still see the texture or some texture of the paper, even though it's smooth and stuff. It's cool right now, but then later when I lay color on top of it, and then I'm just gonna go with the cold press paper from now on. I'm just not gonna deal with it. Like I say, with watercolor is fine, but with gouache, I don't know. I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, what else was I supposed to talk about? I'm doing my year of gouache because I do own watercolor and gouache. But this is my just a straight year of gouache, and I have this Winsor and Newton designer's gouache, and I saw the whole. This is what I own. I'm gonna replace this with the Holbein slowly. Holbein, the Japanese brand. As I run out of these tubes. Just because it's sold or advertised as an artist quality, not a designer's quality, and supposedly this I don't know how true it is that Winsor Newton has the chalk mixed into it. I hear that the Holbein does it, and it has a more buttery consistency. So I will be maybe switching out my Winsor Newton for Holbein, which is, that's cool. As far as the painting goes, though, I still like the vibrancy of the Winsor Newton, though. I did notice the drying and stuff that dries lighter and stuff. Supposedly the Holbein don't do that. What you see is what you get. Like, it doesn't dry lighter or whatever. It doesn't have that chalky look. But the Aquafix, I'm noticing as I'm doing this other big painting, the Aquafix does something different than does something additional. Seems to do something additional than just to prevent lifting. It keeps the color looking vibrant. It doesn't fade out. Like the color, the gouache don't get lighter or darker or whatever it does when it dries. It keeps the color vibrant. And that's really, I thought that was really cool. it seems to be doing. I don't know if it's just like that's kind of just what I wanted to do, so that's what I'm saying it's doing, or my eyes playing tricks on me or something like that. But the gouache is not drying the same way as it is when you don't have the Aquafix in it. So I thought that was really cool too. So that's another reason why I'm going to continue using the Aquafix, because the color stays vibrant. And if I find out it doesn't, I'm like, I'll probably make another video and say, oh yeah, that's not true. It still fades. It still does what gouache does, which is dry, duller. I keep on, even on YouTube, I'm seeing like people say, oh, you have to do this because you did this and that and had to try these techniques because gouache dries a little duller, and then when it dries, it's not the true color. When you put it down or whatever, it looks different dry than wet, or So it seems like it's drying when I put the Aquafix on. It's drying like it did when I laid it down. That's dope. So, and right here, it's as I'm laying down the yellow, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not lifting or nothing like that. I'm not laying down a heavy layer either, though. So, well, it is heavier than the other face, but it wasn't heavy. And then, as I even put it on heavier, it still wasn't lifting. And this is when the point where I was like, yeah, I'm not using the high press anymore. It just don't look good for me. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. But as far as the process go, it wasn't supposed to be a masterpiece in the sketchbook anyway, but as far as the process goes, I like how it lays down. I like how it just, the underlayer does not lift. Also, it's like, since it dries clear, it doesn't dry white. I said it dries clear. It's like you starting on the first layer every time you put it down, and that's pretty cool. That's dope. So I will be using this, and if you ever use Aquafix, drop in the comments how you if you liked it or hated it or whatever, or if you think oh that's not how gouache is supposed to live. I know people like get mad when their traditional techniques are abandoned or whatever. So, because I don't even mind when people use white and watercolor. I don't care, as long as the end product is good. It's all good. I do both. I lift out in watercolor, and I use white when I actually have to. White, I would use white more in watercolor. It just don't work. I would use it. It just don't work as much. I even have titanium white with gouache. Just cause with watercolor. Just cause I was experimenting with that. So. It does. White watercolor does do something, but it doesn't do like it does in gouache or any of the mediums or acrylic gouache. I've never used acrylic gouache. I've seen people use it, but white doesn't act the way white does in every other medium. But anybody who does watercolor know that. But I still have it. I've used it in paintings and stuff like that. But this point in the painting, I do like how Grisaille makes stuff look more rounded, more rounded and grounded in space. Obviously, if you ever use Grisaille, you know what it does. Or Grisaille technique, you know what it does. But anyway, I don't really have any more thing to say on the painting. This is what it was about Aquafix. I start talking about the painting. It ain't about the painting. It ain't about the sketch. It's about the Aquafix and how I liked it or not. It does look like that at that arm on this hot press paper. It has a similar effect, and I noticed this while I was painting it. It has a similar effect to oxgall or synthetic oxgall, which is it creates this texture. At least on this paper, it does. It creates this texture similar to oxgall, and it kind of looks like skin texture. Well, maybe I'm saying that because I'm painting skin, but it has maybe a leather texture. Let's go with that. And I thought that was interesting. I thought that was pretty cool, and it made it the painting or the figure look even more believable, I guess. Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm, don't have much more to say about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop talking now. So, drop it in the comments. Hit the thumbs up button, notification bell for more videos. You know what to do.
No. Trick.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The reason I'm not using, I was wondering why I'm not using the hot press paper, and this is the reason I don't want to use the hot press paper is that I hate the way that it blends. I had forgot it doesn't feel right. It blend to me, watch, it's blending better on cold press. And yeah, I'm using thin layers, but I still don't like how it's blending. The watercolor does definitely better. But anyway, that's the last thing. Enjoy the video.
Now, Trace, where you been?
If you like this content, hit that like button, smash the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. This is Isaac at Hidden Art Studios. You dream it, I draw it. Peace.